Considering Spain as a shooting location for your next TV project? Looking for a Spanish partner to join your international co-pro? And need help to identify business opportunities and set up in Spain? If you're coming to MIPCOM, make sure to meet the Shooting in Spain team, powered by ICEX-Invest in Spain. They offer a free public service specialised in attracting TV productions and supporting foreign entrepreneurs looking to establish in the Spanish media sector. Ask for Shooting in Spain when visiting the Audiovisual from Spain stand at Riviera 7 or request a one-to-one meeting by email to investinspain@icex.es. That's investinspain@icex.es. Shooting in Spain, making it easy for you. Hi, I'm Justin Crosby and welcome to TellyCast, the content industry podcast show featuring the movers and shakers of the international content industry. This episode of TellyCast is supported by Shooting in Spain, a brand of ICEX-Invest in Spain, funded by the EU Next Generation Funds and the Government of Spain. On this week's show, I'm speaking with Vanesa Álvarez, Foreign Direct Investment Projects Director at ICEX-Invest in Spain, about why now is the right time for the audiovisual industry to invest in Spain, the organisation's activities in 2024, the impact of the Making It Easy for You campaign, and their focus for the coming year. I'll also be joined by Eduardo Rodrigalvarez, Head of Locations and Supervising Location Manager at Palma Pictures, one of Spain's leading production service companies, with a portfolio that includes titles such as The Crown, The Mallorca Files, and Who is Erin Carter? It's coming right up. So my first guest on this week's special Shooting in Spain episode of TellyCast is Vanesa Álvarez, Foreign Direct Investment Projects Director at ICEX-Invest in Spain. Vanessa, welcome to TellyCast.
Thank you, Justin.
Great to see you. And this evening we've got a very big event that's happening with lots of dignitaries and production companies from the UK and also from Spain, talking about how they can work better together when it comes to co-productions and investments in Spain, etc. So we've got lots to get through. I guess the first ideal place to start is looking at Spain. It's long been a very popular destination for international productions, but why now? Why is the moment now particularly apt to invest in the audiovisual industry in Spain?
Well, this is the perfect moment because Spain has positioned itself as a key player in the last years. We have been working in this sector for decades now, but since 2021, when we launched our Spain Europe's Audiovisual Hub plan, we really pushed for better positioning, more visibility, massive investment in the sector, and many new connections and possibilities for foreign producers to settle down and work in Spain.
Okay, and well, we've seen a huge jump in profile. Obviously, you were country of honour at MIPCOM, and there's lots of other activities that we'll talk about in a second. But let's first of all talk about one of the key elements of that ICEX-Invest in Spain has been developing, which is tax incentives and the infrastructure in Spain compared to other European countries in attracting particularly UK production companies. I mean, how do they compare from Spain versus other European countries?
Well, Spain has a very competitive scheme of tax incentives for co-productions and directly for shooting in Spain. It has been improving in the last years. We have a common regime that offers up to 30% as a tax rebate, but we do have also regional incentives that can be added or can be additional to that general incentive, and that can go up to 54%, for instance, in the Canary Islands, or 60 or even 70% in some northern regions like Navarre or the Basque Country. So it's a set of fiscal incentives that is really attractive for foreign producers, and there is not at all the only attractive point that we offer for them. We do have a leading infrastructure, excellent locations. We can replicate almost any place in the world inside our geography. We have a big pool of talent, our own content industry that has been developing very quickly, that can offer almost any service that can be requested. We have plenty of government support, of course, as I mentioned before, with our Spain Audiovisual Hub of Europe launched in 2021, this plan. We do have a fast-track procedure for visas that is really interesting and valued by travelers and professionals in this sector. We offer cost-effective productions and facilities, public studios, a comprehensive ecosystem around the industry. So what can I say more? No, more than that. I think it's a set of strong points of interesting and elements that really are attractive for foreign producers.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good lineup of incentives and opportunities there. Just coming back to what you were talking about when it comes to locations, obviously unique cultural and geographic diversity within Spain, massive country, of course, as well. But we know there's mountains, we know the beautiful sea, and some other locations. We remember a lot of old westerns shot many years ago, and probably still in Spain. So, do you see the appeal of Spain now being more attractive than ever when you talk about all of those different incentives and perhaps the local capabilities of crews? Do you think now that has increased to a point where it's now like an unbeatable package?
Definitely, the situation has nothing to do with what was in the past. You have this idea in mind. Of course, you mentioned the westerns that were shot in Almeria, in the south of Spain, and it's true. The locations were always there. They still are, no? But what we have now is a professionalized and fully developed sector of activity in our economy. We do have companies for every activity related to this industry. We do have the talent, the universities, the governmental support, and a massive package, I have to mention also, of fiscal incentives and some direct support measures. So we do have services that are like our service, the one we offered at ICEX-Invest in Spain, that are for free, that are available for all companies. We do accompany them. We help them to grow, to find the correct locations, not only to shoot, but to establish a company also. We do have a comprehensive service that supports the internationalization of Spanish companies that are already producing content in Spain. So it's a big network of support and claims, like attractive points for companies in this sector, for foreign companies. No, so nowadays our sector is fully professionalized, internationalized, and it has evolved a lot. It is much more complex than the idea that you may have from the past, no? But the locations are still there, and more than that, now we have identified the locations. It is possible to find the images already. We do have that list of locations. Any producer can ask, I need mountains, I need castles, I need old places, or I need dirty spaces, wherever is needed, we can find it for the producers. So I think it's much more developed than before.
And you've launched a program called Making It Easy for You, a campaign that was launched last year. So what were the primary objectives? And presumably, it's, as it says on the tin, it's making it much more easy for producers to produce and co-produce in Spain. But tell us a little bit about that campaign.
Yeah, well, the campaign was launched at Marché du Film, and when we launched this idea, making it easy for you, the sentence, what we had in mind was not only a commercial campaign, it was really our mission, what we do every day on a daily basis. This is our real work, and we wanted foreign producers and foreign companies really to know that we are there for them, because we are always ready to help. It's a public service that we offer in Spain. It's totally for free, and we do accompany companies throughout their decision-making process. From the beginning, when they are trying to find a location for a company that they want to create in Spain, or really to make a movie in Spain, we can give them advice on every detail, the Spanish tax system, if they need some visa, a special visa or some support in that regard, we can help them. We can give them access to a network of professionals and experts in Spain, put them in touch with the film commissions, with the regional authorities. We can accompany companies to consolidate their business and grow in Spain also. Actually, at ICEX-Invest in Spain, we do have a service that is called aftercare service that we offer to foreign companies that are already working in Spain, that have experience in Spain, that are considered actually Spanish companies in all regards, but we continue accompanying them as part of our aftercare service throughout their life in Spain.
So, it sounds a pretty comprehensive package, as I mentioned earlier on. So ICEX-Invest in Spain has been really quite visible throughout the year. Anybody within the international audiovisual industry will have seen a lot of the efforts that you've been putting in right across markets and different territories. What do you think were the biggest significant achievements of ICEX-Invest in Spain in 2024?
Well, thank you for the question, because we have been trying to intensify our effort to be there present in markets, in the most relevant markets in the last years. And I can say this year we have participated in more than 20 international professional markets with two different hats. On the one hand, representing our own companies and helping them to internationalize their businesses abroad. And on the other hand, as our hat, like ICEX-Invest in Spain, trying to attract foreign investment and helping foreign companies to find locations to shoot in Spain. So we have been participating in really a lot of activities, more than 250 in the last 3 years actually. And this year we have tried to be very visible, to focus in visibility for our companies, for our country as a top shooting destination, and as a natural destination for investment, for foreign investment. And actually we have been promoting our services abroad. We have participated in events trying to explain better what we do at ICEX-Invest in Spain. We offer personalized institutional support, links with other investors, with partners of all kinds in Spain, comprehensive advice, long-term support, as I mentioned. But we also have created 2 dedicated antennas, representatives in Los Angeles and in Singapore, to really help us reach more contacts abroad, to reach foreign producers that maybe didn't know about Spain, didn't know about the strong positioning that Spain has gained, has reached in these last years. And we wanted these antennas to really act as a point, as a contact point that is closer to the main markets, and that helps us be, more visible and have more impact after all.
Is that set to continue into 2025? Because obviously it is a very visible and huge investment that you've been making. And is that set to continue into next year?
Yes, actually, we do have a network of more than 100 economic and commercial offices under our embassies, under the embassies of Spain around the world. And one of our ideas for the next year is to really rely more on the support of this foreign network that we can count on in different countries. Like, for instance, here we have the Economic and Commercial Office of Spain in London too, and they are doing a great job to organize this event tonight. And other ideas that we have for 2025, we want to consolidate visibility, to continue being present in the most important markets, to really have impact. That's the idea we have in mind always: impact and focus. We will continue being present in key markets in Europe, in America, and in Asia. We will continue promoting internationalization also, because we do produce a lot of content that is 100% Spanish made, and we do want to show it to the world better. We are going to try to foster institutional cooperation a bit further, because we have done a lot recently, but there is still room to collaborate with Spanish companies and with international organizations and companies. And we will pay attention to sustainability and technological innovation, because it's critical for the sector. As I was telling you, while we were supporting the sector with an extraordinary effort in this past year, the sector was actually evolving, getting more and more professional and more sophisticated. So we want to be there for them regarding these 2 points, sustainability and technological innovation, that we think they are critical for the future years. So we will continue offering support. We will try to use more our network of more than 100 economic and commercial offices, and we will try to foster institutional cooperation, and we will focus in sustainability and technological innovation to help our companies. When I say our companies, let me repeat that it's the companies that are 100% Spanish, but also the foreign companies that have established themselves in Spain. The minute they create a company in Spain, they are Spanish in all regards, so we work for them too.
All right, fantastic. Well, I wish you all the best for tonight's event. I think we've got over 100 delegates coming tonight from both UK production companies and, as I mentioned, Spanish production companies and service companies and lots of other supporting services. So it's a great place to start or to end the year, I should say, and start your 2025 campaign. So for any UK producers or international producers who are looking for a new locations and are wanting to collaborate with Spain, what should they do? What's the call to action for them?
Well, first of all, please contact the Economic and Commercial Office of Spain in London under the Embassy of Spain, or ourselves, the Invest in Spain division of ICEX Spain. We are in Madrid, and we are always available by email, by telephone. We do have actually a service to respond any queries from the sector very quickly and in an organized manner. It's a service that was launched only 2 years ago, and it continues, of course, and it's always available for any producer.
All right. And we'll put in the episode description some contact information and a web link as well for anybody who's looking to work with you more closely. Vanesa, thank you very much for your time. Good luck with the event. And I know you're here for Focus as well this week. So good luck with all of that. And thank you for coming on TellyCast.
Thank you very much, really. Thank you. Goodbye.
So my next guest on this week's Shooting in Spain special show is Eduardo Rodrigalvarez, Head of Locations and Supervising Location Manager at Palma Pictures. So, Eduardo, tell us about Palma Pictures. I think it was 2.5 years ago I interviewed Mike, who was the CEO. It was quite a long time ago. Yeah. Feels like a long time ago. Now, you're one of Spain's leading production service businesses and studios, etc. So for anybody who doesn't know about Palma Pictures, tell us about your business.
Well, we basically work as your when you want to shoot in Spain or Portugal, mainly in Spain, you contact us so we can offer you, we can show you what Spain can offer you in terms of locations, in terms of what is possible to be done or not, as well as provide you with all the know-how, the local know-how of any part within the Spanish territory and Portugal of crew, how things work, equipment, lighting, and from the very beginning, we will be telling you or showing you what is possible and what is not. In television, you have to be very straight, So we will be we're very transparent from the get-go, and work with you to make possible the project and to make it work. To give it the best chances possible to the project to happen. We initially will start with a conversation of what you're after. This could be, I'm looking for Afghanistan, but can I shoot it in Spain? Or I'm looking for USA, but can I shoot it in Spain? Or generally you start with a location. Basically, we'll start and we will show you. We will do a custom-made presentation of where we can see those locations exist, and then we will take the conversation from there. So we'll be like, look, we do have this, and they are in these places, and then you will be looking at the presentation, having a meeting with our heads of production, like Yosaf Bokhari or Pilar Amar, or Mike Day as well. Which will go through the details, because you will be, well, I love this location or this area, but like any area, there is logistics to have into account. Like, is there local crew? Is the equipment going to bring you far away or not? Because that has a big knock-on effect on budgets. So, and you want to spend your money on camera. You want to spend your money on what you're shooting, not on unfortunately logistics that doesn't add value to your project. So we will help you all the way to achieve the best possible project that match creatively with the budget that you have.
Okay. So your first point of contact is often the location manager. Is that right?
Our first point of contact is either the location manager or it's more regular. A producer, or the studio itself, or the production company itself that is producing the show, will be a mix. Location manager in this case, it will happen if maybe they are in the middle of a shoot and they need to grab a few days of Spain, and then the supervising location manager of that project needs something fast and quickly. That's not the usual. It can happen, but the usual is more like a year or quite a bit of time before the shoot is going to happen. A producer is considered in different territories around the world, which could be tropical, but for them could be Mexico, like could be Italy, like could be Greece, it could be Spain. So it's about where should I take this project to?
And it can depend on the seasons as well, of course.
That's it. So we have to break down what they're after and say, look, we got this. This is what we have here, and taking from there, working hand in hand with the producer.
So give us a sense of the size of Palma Pictures, because I know you've got a very big production facility in Mallorca and you've got a headquarters in Madrid. Is that right?
Well, we got several branches across Spain. So we got offices in Barcelona, we got offices in Madrid, we got offices in Tenerife, and we got the headquarters are in Mallorca. Historically, Palma Pictures is a company that was started in Mallorca, and it grew from there. So we're talking about 3 decades ago, and it did quite well at the beginning from the commercials, where he managed to put back into top of the game studio facilities and equipment, lighting equipment, camera equipment, grip equipment, and so on. But in the last decade, slowly it's been opening different branches like Barcelona, like Madrid, like Tenerife, like Lisbon, where we have transformed it from being a Mallorca-based company to a national-based company to an international-based company by offering as well Portugal.
So, I mean, your portfolio is incredible. You know, some of the projects you've worked on, The Crown, the Mallorca Files, Who is Erin Carter, just to name three of those more recent productions. Going into 2025, I mean, can you talk us about any projects that you've got booked in that you're working on, or is there anything that you can let us know about, or is it all under wraps?
I think it's under wraps. We signed a lot of NDAs, so I cannot really go into details. But we got quite a few projects on the pipeline, and they are going from things that are going to be shooting in Barcelona, things that are going to be shooting in Andalusia, and things that are going to be shooting in Madrid and in Mallorca.
Are these mainly dramas or films, or is there any reality kind of shows? I mean, is it a bit of everything?
Majority is TV dramas. We obviously do our fair amount of as well reality shows and scripted, which mainly are mainly Mallorca as well as some of them in mainland. But we're talking about the TV dramas and the feature films of the projects I was mentioning that we're preparing for next year. Hopefully it's going to be a busy year and everything is going to move forward and we can be showing you newer projects and more challenging projects for the next years to come.
Well, that's reassuring to know that you've got lots of projects coming up, because there's been a little bit of doom and gloom around TV, certainly the second half of this year. So this week, obviously, you're over in London. We've got Focus, the event that's happening with lots of locations around the world coming together, and there's a lot of production discussions happening there. And we've got this event tonight, which is bringing together the Spanish and the UK production communities. So if any producer is looking to work in Spain, obviously you're going to say come to us and talk to us. I mean, you obviously have lots of ability to help them. How do you see next year then panning out, other than your productions that you've already got confirmed? How do you see the industry as a wider industry developing over the next year or so?
Well, I think we are in a very... There is a good momentum right now in Spain. We have been busy, not us, like everybody nationally in Spain has been busy shooting amazing stuff in the past years, from big productions like Venom, Game of Thrones, and As the Crown, and big productions, which is very positive for the crews and for the people, because at the end of the day, the professionalism of the crews of the place that you're shooting on is the key for more productions to come to that territory. So let's say it's been a very good training as such, a very good experience for the production to adapt to international shoots to come to the country. And I think the years to come, it looks it's going to keep busy. And I think it's just getting a momentum where if you're looking for good quality teams that know what they're doing, and a place where we want you to come, we want you from permit-wise and from facilities from the film commissions and so on. They're very welcoming and happy to make it work, to listen, to say, oh, I want to do this crazy thing on this location. And instead to say no, they're like, okay, how can we make it work? And work together with the production to make it happen. I think it's an exciting time right now in Spain to bring any size production, international, studio, independent, and so on, to Spain. And Spain, one of the greatest things that it has, in my opinion, is that you got the whole range of locations. So you can have a arid desert, like you can have snowy mountains, like you can have forests, tropical forests, like you can have beautiful beaches, like you can have castles, like historic buildings, like aristocratic spaces, like parks, like and so on. And combined with I mean, everybody knows about it, but I think it has to be mentioned. We got great weather. So we actually got a lot of daylight hours during the day, and we got the sun. And it's nice to be able to shoot with those conditions because you don't have to push shoots, or you don't have to go onto interior locations because you have to have weather cover. Like, the chances are you're going to be able to shoot it on location and get the most of an exterior shoot. And it may happen, whether it's weather, but it's less likely than other, perhaps more northerner locations in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and not to mention the tax incentives that Vanesa was talking to us about, which is some of those extraordinary, going up to about 70%, which is pretty attractive. Eduardo, we can hear the pianos just started in the background. That's sort of signalling the event's just getting started. So we're going to be on a table together, I think, and we're going to be talking with lots of other producers. So looking forward to that. Thank you very much for your time, and best of luck this week, and all the best for 2025.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
Well, that's about it for this week's show. We'll be back next week with our final episode of 2024, as we look back at some of the highlights of the year, including interviews with Slash, Joe Sugg, Billy Boyd and Don Monaghan, Omid Jalili, Jane Root, Evan Shapiro, and Mr. Bates versus the Post Office producer, Patrick Spence. TellyCast is produced by Spirit Studios and recorded in London. Until next week,